So now critically start before 7 o'clock. 1 minute left.
So, reality at dawn.
You have to be a bit louder.
Yes.
Hmm. Better now.
Reality at dawn, forward.
ಓ
It is
ಫೋರ್ವರ್ಡ್
only.
ಇಂದ ಶುರು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಾ? ನಾನು
We.
ಫೋರ್ವರ್ಡ್ ಎದುರಿಸೋಣ ಅಂತಿದ್ದೆ.
Oh, okay.
ಒಂದು ನಿಮಿಷ ಇರು. ಆಯ್ತು. ಓ ಫೋರ್ವರ್ಡ್ ಇಂದಾನೆ ಶುರು ಮಾಡೋದು.
It might be different. Let's see. Uh,
ಹಾ.
it is only in hindsight that we can truly grasp the significance of any new paradigm or philosophy that is far ahead of its time. Just as the concepts of quantum physics are only now entering the mainstream thought, so also the contents in this volume of 5 books of Sri Ramachandra of Shahjahanpur Babuji are only now being recognized worldwide for their revolutionary impact in the field of science, spirituality, and philosophy. Written in 1940s and 50s, they are in the category of those rare books that come along once in an era and change our understanding forever. Perhaps they will one day be quoted in the same way that today we quote Vedas and other great treatises treatises of human wisdom.
ಥಿಯೇಟೀಸ್ ಅದು.
Treat
ಥಿಯೇಟೀಸ್.
In these pages, Babuji explains yoga, the ancient system of transformation of human consciousness that originated in India, and introduces us to the efficacy of the modern day yogic practices of heartfulness. As he describes the inner journey and the regions of the mind we traverse, we soon realize that this is no ordinary knowledge. He takes us beyond our current common understanding of science, philosophy, psychology, and spirituality. Babuji covers such topics as the creation of the universe, the nature of the mind, and what is beyond mind. It is clear that he is speaking from personal experience. More importantly, he shows us the method by which we can have the same experience for ourselves. It is remarkable how the simple man has put the deepest philosophy in such clear, understandable words. Babuji inspires us to tread the path of experience, to take up the journey through the heartfulness practices, as esoteric knowledge cannot be gained through reading alone. In fact, he has systemized the whole process of yoga to suit the modern lifestyle and introduces the four fundamental spiritual practices of meditation with yogic transmission, cleaning of the mind and heart, prayer to connect with the source, and constant remembrance to attain the connection and meditative state. He also shares practical insights for daily living, how to reach a state of inner stillness and balance, how to prepare and eat food so that it will cure spiritual diseases and remove obstacles to progress, how to restrain your thoughts, words, and deeds so as not to hurt the feelings of others, the need to look on the bright side of life, to remember that the spiritual journey is simple, the importance of having a guide with the capacity of transmission with whom we can interact as and when needed. This collection of books will inspire anyone who is interested in human evolution and personal transformation, not the least because it shows us how the spiritual journey can be completed in this life itself. Each rereading brings fresh insight and awareness, as if another layer of ignorance has been removed, revealing more of our human potential. It is the essential treatise on human spiritual anatomy, forming the foundation of yoga in our modern times. To date, it has been cherished by spiritual pilgrims on their journey through the stages of enlightenment, beginning with the heart and proceeding through the succession of 13 chakras along an ascending pathway through the states that are ever finer and subtler in nature. Most of these chakras are revealed for the very first time within these pages, as are their properties and enormous significance they hold in the life of spiritual seekers. Babuji presents the entire journey to the center of existence, numerous stages, chakras, and dimensions of existence that are previously remained undiscovered, and unexplored are beautifully described here. I heartily invite you to read this remarkable book and discover for yourself the human potential that awaits you through the practices of heartfulness. Daji, 12th January 2021.
Oh, the forward that we have got is different. Forward that we have got is from Chariji and Chaturvedi. I think the new book has the forward from Daji. Okay, continue then. Religion.
Yes. So, religion. The quest of mankind ever since its birth has been to worship God, to unravel the mysteries behind outward appearances, and to grasp the fundamental truth. This is the genesis of religion. The worshipper has before his eyes the eternal bliss of the paradise, or some similar view, which he aims at as his final approach. There have thus arisen religions in this world with their prescribed forms and rituals, based upon the personal practical experiences of their great founders. But after the lapse of thousands of years, when the entire surroundings have changed and life has undergone a radical transformation, the same old forms and principles are being adhered to. The outer form alone now remains intact while the inner spirit is lost. The result is that the vehicle of religion has become hackneyed, and it will not be wrong to say that the present day religion has become only a relic of the past or like the bones of the dead.
So it's like our archaeological monuments. Religions are like our archaeological monuments. They have no life in it because the people who are living in those monuments are no longer there. So just that relic or the building is left. So when you go to Vijayanagar or Hampi, you people have gone, no? What do you feel there? You can interpret it in whatever way you want. Different people feel different things. The guide will come and explain. Now, neither the guide can show you the proof, nor can actually feel the proof. You can only at the intellectual level, okay, relate to it to some extent. That's it. So the best on the ground example of the religion as a relic is the archaeological monuments. That's all. See, for example, Gomateshwara or any temple for that matter, when they were built for the first time, it had its own significance. See, when the people build house for the first time, they are very much attached to the house because they would have put in so much effort and money and time, attention, everything. Now, as and when you continue to live in this house for some period of time, that feeling will gradually vanish. Go back, go out. Now, the next generation comes and lives in that house. They don't have the same feeling to the house in the same way as the previous generation who actually built the house. So the way that they relate will be totally different. So that is what exactly happens. And just imagine the same house being lived for thousands of years. What would happen to the generation which comes after thousands of years and how would they actually feel about it? So what then needs to happen is that somebody needs to renovate the house. So people once in a while come, these yogi gurus come once in a while and renovate the house, put life, some life into it. See, Daji keeps saying that we are underutilizing the ashram. See, who can put life into the ashram? It's the abhyasis. If the abhyasis don't go to the ashram only, where is life in the ashram? It just becomes another place, that's all. When abhyasis go to the ashram, do activities for the sake of all categories of people. When the ashram is buzzing with activities, there is the movement of life, movement of prana. When nobody goes, uh, and like any other place, ashram also undergoes entropy. If you don't maintain it, over a period of time, it goes into decay. It gradually starts going into disintegration. So what is necessary is that we need to utilize the ashram for the right purpose for which it is built actually. Ashram is built for a purpose of spreading spirituality among the masses. That's the reason for the ashram. Otherwise, where is the need for ashram? See, we all talk about the spiritual journey being individual. Everyone has to progress individually. However, the practice can be done in groups also. That's why there is the group meditation. That's why you require the ashram or the subcenter. So when the center of the ashram is buzzing with activity, then there is life to it. Suppose you imagine ashram, everyone comes to the ashram, everyone sits quietly for half an hour, and then everyone goes back. Nobody talks to anybody, nobody eats anything, no discussion, no discourse, nothing of that kind. Then what is going to happen? Still in ashram, still people are coming and going, but how will the feel of that place be? So one of the other things that we in Upanishads talks about is why did God create creation? He wanted to express himself fully through life. Life is a platform for expression of God in various ways. That's all it is. It's like a platform. So for anybody who does a play, no, they require a platform, no? And in God's creation, life is a platform. It's on the platform of life that he actually enacts the whole drama. If the platform of life itself is not there, then there is no question of any drama at all. No play, no games. So, life is the platform on which God enacts his drama, or he plays the game, so to say. So, that's why one of the things that every abhyasa and preceptor should develop is liveliness. You should be brimming with life. Right? That life is an expression of the divine. You should be brimming with life. If you sit in the corner of the ashram morose, as if something has befallen you, where is the question of expression of the divinity? Divinity should express in all its grandeur in life through liveliness. And that's a very, very essential quality. All the masters used to do that. Babaji used to be a very jovial person. The way that if you look at Lalaji's photo, no, you'll think that he was very serious in his life. And Lalaji writes, I was always joking, always humorous. Babaji also was the same. And Babaji was very good at pulling other people's legs. And Daji also is like that only. If you spend time with Daji, most of the time he is happy actually. He is very jovial. That joviality is an expression of divinity. Divinity doesn't like any of these heavy emotions, heavy feelings. No anger, no sadness, no. It is very, very light in the way that it expresses itself. Because by nature it is light, no? So if it is light, it can only express in lightness. The further down the creation it goes in terms of the game that it plays, then heavier feelings come. As you go higher and higher, it becomes lighter and lighter. The more lighter it is, the more jovial it is, the more lively it is. So this is one thing to watch out for. That wherever a person who is more closer to the divinity are there, they actually create that atmosphere of lightness around them. Everyone will be happy and joking and smiling. People will not be, what do you say, downcast. Now, because of the IT, now we also have we never had the word upcast. Now, because of the word, you also have a upcast in IT. There is downcast, there is upcast. But caste doesn't mean not caste, CASTE, it is CAST, caste, upcast and downcast. What is necessary is whether it is downcast or upcast, what is it being expressed through life? That is what is necessary. Sorry. So we want everyone to be happy and jovial. We don't want people to be, what do you say, very serious and morose when they actually deal with spirituality. Right. Somebody gives you a nice shira in the ashram, you eat it, and because you want to say, I want to stay in moderation, I say shira is okay. Arre, it is brimming with life, that shira, and you eat it and you actually feel very happy. Why don't you express your happiness? No, no, no. I've been told that in spirituality we have to practice moderation. So I'm going to express my happiness also in moderation. I'll say, Shira is okay. That's fine. That is not what it is felt. You should experience that life fully to the highest quality. See, God is perfect. So he expresses life perfectly. And he'll express it in full measure. If there is enmity or hatredness, he'll express that fully in perfection. If there is happiness, he'll express that fully in perfection. That's the beauty of the creation. Sarina. So this is a lesson for everyone that everyone should be happy and jovial all the time. That's the reason why Daji gave the quotation joy attracts grace. Only when you are happy all the time, then divine grace will come towards you. If you are angry and unhappy most of the time, divine grace will run away from you. It is looking for people who are happy, and it will make you more happy till you go to the bliss and go to a state beyond bliss. Even bliss will be nothing compared to the state of the divinity. Because after all, bliss is an expression of divinity, that's all. But divinity in itself is so omnipotent that it can express in any way. There is no restriction on it. So that being the case, it will take you beyond that. And then you will see that bliss is nothing. That's why Babaji writes Sachidananda is a state where a fly is relishing itself in the cow dung. So that means there is something more finer and more subtler and much more profound to grasp. That's what he means. ಸರಿ ಆಯ್ತು. ಈಗ ನಾವು ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ದ ರಿಲಿಕ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಪಾಸ್ಟ್ ವಿಚ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ರಿಲಿಜನ್. ಪಾಪ ಪುಣ್ಯ ಹಿಂಗೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಹಿಂಗೆ ಆರತಿ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಹಿಂಗೆ ಮಂತ್ರ ಹೇಳಬೇಕು. ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಫರ್ಗಾಟನ್ ದ ಸ್ಪಿರಿಟ್ ಬಿಹೈಂಡ್ ಇಟ್. ಅರೆ ದ ಪರ್ಸನ್ ಹೂ ಇಸ್ ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಅಟರಿಂಗ್ ದ ಮಂತ್ರ, ಡೂಯಿಂಗ್ ದ ಪೂಜಾ, ಡೂಯಿಂಗ್ ದ ಈಟಿಂಗ್, ದೇ ಆರ್ ದ ಲೈಫ್. That is where God is getting expressed. God is not getting expressed in that the ritual that you are performing. He is getting expressed through the life of the person who is doing it. And that's the most important bit. So it's only life which actually can infuse spirit into it, spirit into the activities that we do. ನೀವೆಲ್ಲ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರಲ್ಲ, when we listen to a talk, we don't connect at the level of the heart. That is because there is no life in it. Mind in itself does not exhibit life. Mind gets life from the heart. Heart itself gets life from the soul. And soul itself gets life from the Supreme Soul. That is the source. That's what you call as the center, or the ultimate, or the absolute. The more closer you go to it, every aspect of your existence exhibits life then. Right? Okay, continue now. Let's not be stuck by the relics of the past. Right? Go ahead.
We have really buried true religion in the grave. We only clap hands in the name of religion and do nothing else. The real spirit is lost, and only formalities remain in its place. Outward forms and rituals are only things that remain open to view, which are followed with extreme orthodoxy and tenacity, without even the touch of reality, without even the least touch of reality. Our faith in reality has thus diminished to the point of extension. It is rather twisted into the forms and rituals alone. Gradually, it degenerates into bigotry,
Bigotry.
bigotry or prejudice, which has unfortunately become the permanent feature of present day religion. Our blind faith in formalities keeps us in the dark regarding reality, and unconsciously we develop within us a feeling of hatred against those who believe in other forms and rituals. There are, consequently, jealousies and quarrels among the followers of different religions.
Why different religion? Even among the same religion.
Like branches of religions are created in the same religion because of disagreements.
So I am Madhvacharya follower. No, no, no. I am Raghavendracharya follower. Why? Because they do better Shira in Raghavendra Ashram.
India has achieved political freedom, but self-independence, or the freedom of the soul, is still wanting. The main obstacle is the want of the capacity for a broad vision and free thinking. The whole atmosphere is surcharged with prejudice and rivalry, and the entire structure of the society and culture rests on the same foundation. Sectional jealousies are the main cause of the downfall of our civilization. There are, at present, no less than 3,000 castes in India, each forming a distinct unit. These castes were originally the different guilds of workers and artisans organized to solve the question of the division of labor. But today, each guild tries to cut itself off from the rest of the community, forming a separate independent unit and harboring feelings of hatred and jealousy towards the other. The whole society is thus proceeding towards disintegration. The time is now at hand when this evil shall soon cease to exist. Nature is at work to put an end to this evil. The scythe, the scythe of time is unsparing. Let this serve as warning to the ardent supporters and advocates of caste prejudice. They cannot escape the consequences unless they mend in time. The will of God must have its course. Prejudice is the greatest evil rather the deadliest poison to spiritual life.
So that is your examination question. Dash is the deadliest poison to spiritual life. Prejudice.
It keeps one confined to oneself, losing all access to a broader vision. It creates narrow-mindedness, and all prospects of development and progress are lost to those who put in their souls to it.
Who pin their souls to it.
Pin their souls. Thank you. Prejudice breeds hatred towards others, and it is nothing but a feeling of false self superiority in a disguised form. If you nurture this evil, you thereby add one more link to the existing chain of egoism. Consequently, you remain further away from reality. The realization of the limitless thus becomes an impossibility. Universal love, the very fundamental base of religion, has disappeared altogether, and religion, which was generally considered to be a link between man and God, has now become a barrier instead. If we keep ourselves bound fast to a particular form or practice without a clear idea of its real significance and final approach, we are probably committing the greatest blunder. God is not to be found within the fold of a particular religion or sect. He is not confined within certain forms of rituals, nor is he to be traced out from within the scriptures. Him we have to seek for in the innermost core of our heart.
That is also an examination question.
There are, there are various conceptions of God. People look upon him differently according to their capacity and understanding. The most commonly accepted conception of God is eternal power, but philosophic view goes much beyond and includes the idea of Nirgun Brahman or indeterminate absolute, which is above all multiplicity and distinctions. It is the ultimate cause and substratum of existence, the supra-active center of the entire manifestation or the absolute base. It is beyond quality, activity, or consciousness. It is also known as Parabrahman.
So the entire thing from the sixth point up to the Kshobh is known as Brahman. Then, if you take this as Brahman, don't confuse with Brahmanda Mandala. Brahmanda Mandala is only one part of the journey, one chakra. But if you take Brahman as such, from the sixth point up to the Kshobh is Brahman. So what is beyond that is Parabrahman, something higher than Brahman. So it is beyond all quality, activity, and Brahman, consciousness. So the qualities, activities, consciousness, they're all part of the Brahman. Parabrahman is beyond all these three: quality, activity, and consciousness. So you can say quack, QAC, quack. Continue. One paragraph, and after that we can stop.
Next comes the idea of God as supreme existence. We see the universe with all its diversities and differentiations, and we are led to believe in its creator and controller. We call him Ishwar or Sagun Brahman, determinate absolute. We think of him as the form as a formless eternal existence which is omnipotent and omniscient and possesses all the finest attributes. He is the efficient cause of the world, and he is also its preserver and destroyer. It is only when viewed from this lower standpoint that God, as a god of religion, becomes an object of worship. This is the final approach of almost all religions.
So I feel English. Then again, some of it had come in Saharima philosophy. That's why I said there's a lot of overlap between these two. Except for a few topics, quite a few overlap. So any questions?
He didn't cover God as a person who people see and fear from.
ಇನ್ನೂ ಬಂದಿಲ್ಲ ಬರುತ್ತೆ.
Oh,
Next,
okay.
don't worry. That's why Rajesh put that in heartfulness way. So God is seen as a person who fulfills all their wishes or who punishes. So fear and temptation. Fundamental basis for religion is fear and temptation. That's all it is. Now, when you rise beyond fear and temptation, there is no need for religion in the way it is perceived. We go beyond religion. That is when we start the journey of spirituality. So, end of religion is start of spirituality. We have read that, no? So, when is that? When we go beyond fear and temptation. That is the start of spirituality. But strange, see, when you cook some meal, you don't cook with fear that if I don't cook it properly, somebody is going to scold me. You tell me how many houses people cook with fear? Very rarely, no? Hardly any. Now, the point is that's exactly, there are many times when we are actually living beyond religion. Whenever we are actually doing an activity without any fear or temptation, we are beyond religion. We are already in spirituality. So when you do the office work, just for the sake of enjoying the office work, not for the sake of salary that you're getting, you're already beyond religion. You're doing the work for the sake of work because you're enjoying it. You are loving it. That's all. You're already beyond religion. There's no fear that somebody is going to ask you. There's no temptation, or you don't even remember, oh, what extra I'm going to get out of this. You just do it because you enjoy doing it. Now you are beyond temptation and fear at that time. So you're already, although you're doing the office work, you're actually in the realm of spirituality. Any activity that you do during the course of your life where you're not driven by either fear or temptation, you're already in the spiritual field. So remember that. ಸರಿನಾ ಆಯ್ತು 7:30 ಆಯ್ತು. So we will catch up again on Wednesday.